Hey everybody, this is CaptainJack. I'm one of the Minecrafters, and I have started playing Voltz. Yes, it was only a matter of time before I went from playing with IC2 nuclear reactors to the destructive and awesome world of Voltz that so many people have jumped on board playing recently. I thought that I would take advantage of the newness of this mod pack. It has been out for a few months, but there's still a lot of unknown information about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each expansion, or not expansion, each mod pack that's built into the whole Voltz mod pack, and go through each one of them and find out what they do and what you can do in this mod pack. This is going to be the first video of Captain Jack's Let's Play Voltz. I'm not actually going to go through and play the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I started playing Voltz, how I kind of got my feet in the ground and established a little base for myself. And so here it is. I did not spawn anything in this world. Now, if I do spawn anything in this video, don't freak out. I'm not really going to keep playing this. I just wanted to see how you get started and what problems that I would encounter along the way as I began my destructive tour into the world of Voltz. So you can see I set up, got a little sugar farm here. I've got wheat and crap all over the place, basically fairly unceremoniously dumped wherever I could because I need to eat. Got my little hut set up. Got a bed in here with a bunch of wires. I don't know why they look like that. This is my mining shaft where I arduously mined a ton of stuff with garbage tools. This is my nether portal in the basement that was really loud, so I broke it. My enchanting table. Enchanted a little diamond pickaxe, got efficiency there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically what you need to do to get started in Voltz, and then in the follow-up tutorial videos we're just going to go through each mod pack and assume that you know how to get and how to make the basic components in this mod pack. Let's take a look at what is included in this mod. It's really not as daunting as you may think. We have electric expansion, ICBM, mechanism, universal electricity assembly line, atomic science, blastcraft, basic pipes, modular force field system, and machine muses modular power suit, which is probably the only mod that you might recognize from this mod pack, and I've already done a mod spotlight on that. You can check it out at the Minecrafters channel on YouTube, or check out our website at theminecrafters.com for that. But when you first log into your world of Voltz, so what in the world do you do? What's important? What's not important? What's out there? What's different from Tekkit? If I guess I'm assuming that you've been playing Tekkit all along. Got a little fire here. How do you get started? One of the main questions people have when they get started with Voltz is, how in the world do you get steel? And this is a steel ingot right here. And using the Sphax Pure Beauty Craft for Voltz texture pack. Not everything has been finished yet, so some of the textures might look familiar, some might not. But anyways, how do you get this mysterious steel ingot? There are a couple different ways out there to get steel. One of them is by using Railcraft's. Oh boy. Oh yeah, Railcraft is in this mod too. I'm just not sure. It's not listed in here for some reason. You can use the coke oven to get steel, but you have to build a blast furnace oven, and that requires magma goop from the nether, which when I'm using steel armor or iron armor doesn't really work that well going in there to eventually get that stuff. So I chose to find a way to get steel through another method. Now, let me just show you what I got set up in here for now. There are no project tables. There is no, and I almost had a heart attack when I found out that there was no red wire, which naturally is included in the red power mod. Unfortunately, you have to use the crappy little redstone dust signals to power any of your machines and stuff. So I got no project table, just have to use a regular basic crafting table, a couple of furnaces. This is an electric furnace, only attainable after you've gotten steel. A few things you'll see in here. Here's a coke oven brick that I used to make my first few coal cokes, and until I realized that I needed a blast furnace, which I immediately stopped doing that. Got some steel ingots here. Again, this is all gathered manually by me. I did not spawn any of this in. It's a few things that I built. Got some batteries, insulated copper wire, that's an important one. Some control circuits, that's also important. Another important tool in this mod pack is enriched alloy, and that's one of the ways that you can make steel. Bronze ingots, got some there. I don't have any bronze plate in there. Found these glowstone boots off of a skeleton that I pilfered. Don't know how to make this armor yet. There's a whole bunch of different armors in this that you can make. You can make obsidian armor, which is the best armor of any of it in this mod pack. You can make, actually, well, Machine Moose's power armor is probably the most versatile, but this is basic armor for protection purposes only. There's obsidian, there's lapis armor, there's glowstone armor, and weapons and all types of stuff like that. Actually, you can see that right here. If I flip to the end here, see I got some obsidian weapons, obsidian boots here, lapis boots, glowstone weapons and stuff. Some of these obsidian tools here are almost like red matter tools from Tekkit Classic, and you make them by combining a bunch of the tools. So this Paxel here, and there should be one other one that was pretty uber. Maybe that was the only one. So yeah, you can make all this different stuff. Haven't really gotten into yet. Sulfur is included in this mod. Lapis, brick, Forsilium. That's not how you say that. Whatever. That's that stuff there. Use that later in the game. Traditional diamond, redstone in there. That's my mini map. And this is just a bunch of other random crap that I've gotten so far. So what else have I done? What did I do to get steel? Well, what I did was I crafted these heat generator things here, and they're sitting above lava. I went down, I mined, I found a little chasm that had a bunch of lava in it, and you build these heat generators by combining platinum, enriched iron, enriched alloy, iron, and redstone. And you can make this without steel. That's really important. This enriched iron is only 2 of these enriched alloys, right between an iron ingot. And oh, I'm on fire again. Such a problem with these things. They're really not making a ton of heat, but it was enough to power up this battery box, which in turn powered my Metallurgic infuser. This cabling here is this stuff here, insulated copper wire, and there is a whole ton of wire in this mod that I haven't really gotten into. On all the single player work that I've done, I've used insulated HV wire, this stuff right here, but there is a whole bunch of different kind of wires that you can use. This stuff is just the easiest, the most easily attainable per se when you're first starting out. And I'll talk about those cows in a minute, because that directly relates to this wire here. But anyways, I needed some sort of generation device to power this Metallurgic infuser, which is how I'm actually getting the steel that I've already created. You want to make compressed carbon by smelting coal, and it almost seems stupid. I'm not really sure why it was designed this way, but in order to get that stuff, you basically have to put coal on top of coal. It smelts itself, and you get this stuff called, it's carbon, forget what it's exactly called, compressed carbon. Alright, you take compressed carbon, put it in this Metallurgic infuser, and you can see I haven't burned down my house yet. Put that in there. As you put it in there, this bar raises up on the side here. I put a lot more than 6 in here. You can barely see it, but the bar goes up that far. And then once it's in there, you put in this other stuff, and I will show you how to do that. You want to get some iron, and then put enriched alloy to make enriched iron, and to combine. Are you kidding me? You're going to combine the compressed carbon in your metallurgic infuser that has power with this enriched iron, and it makes a very ominous sound and makes a carnival of colors here. And what you end up getting is steel dust. And from this steel dust, you can make steel ingots if you throw them into a furnace. There we go. Burning this stuff, and you get the mysterious steel out of here. For some reason, it doesn't show recipes in here. When you go to try to find out how to make steel, it does. Actually, okay, I lied. Maybe that was new since the last update, but it didn't show you how to do that before. But yeah, that's how I made steel. There are other ways out there, but this one I found it to be really easy. These heat generators are generating these joules, and there's kilojoules, there's megajoules, and you get into that stuff later when you're powering up your tier 1 through 3 missile launchers, or when you're making fission or fusion reactors, particle accelerators, all sorts of awesome stuff like that. But in order to jumpstart these, you can dump a bucket of fuel in there, and it will really get these things cranking. It'll transfer the power to this box over here, which is already full, so you can't really see it filling up anymore. One of the great things about this mod is that it's really, really, really simple. It basically uses the same type of electricity across the board. If you look at the back of these, the output side of literally every machine in this mod is always going to be black, and the input side is always going to be red. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're making, output's black, input's red. It's a key thing to remember. It's an easy thing to remember once you kind of get the hang of it. And that goes for, well, hold on, let me break this. This is a bad example because there's no actual one input side. It just needs power. But if I take a look at this in here, this is my electric furnace. You can see that the input is red, and I was using that to smelt some copper there. So getting started in Voltz basically requires getting steel. That's it. Once you have steel, you are on your way to power and domination. The other thing that will propel you on your way to power and domination are cows. That's not something that has been true with other mod packs, but as you can see, I have this little cow pen here, and you need a lot of leather. It's actually fairly ridiculous because in order to make this insulated copper wire, you need to put copper and leather together to make this stuff, and you just have to keep breeding cows, killing cows, breeding cows, listening to their obnoxious snorting all night long. It's really a pain in the butt. I'm not an expert on this, so if anyone knows an easier way to get leather, I've seen out there that you can use wool from sheep, which is a lot more attainable, I guess, because you can shear the sheep and use the wool, but I'm not sure if that makes the same thing. Really haven't played around with that yet. I am just starting to fool around with this. But yeah, that's what this wire is here, and if I lay it down, you can see that. These are heat generators. They're powering my battery box, and there's advanced battery boxes, and the more advanced you get, the more options that you have inside of here. You can power up a battery, and then you can use this battery in other machines. And this is filling up pretty quick. It's just a basic battery, and it's draining out of here. You can see you have megajoules there, and there's kilowatts or kilojoules in other machines. So this is how I got started. I did this all by hand, manually. I did not spawn anything in. As you can see, I would never have made this stupid wheat farm if I was in creative mode. But steel is the main component when you're getting started with Voltz. And I've made a bunch of fission reactors. I've been playing with designs that automatically turn themselves off if they get too hot, which shouldn't happen if you make a good enough design. Particle accelerators, played with those to make that dark matter stuff. Honestly, I forget what it's called right offhand. You get these 200 I don't know, there's 200 units of dark matter. It's not actually called dark matter. Don't get mad at me for quoting that wrong. But Voltz is really cool. I'm sure a lot of you have seen all the missiles that you can do firing off that stuff. But there is a lot that you have to do before you get to that point. And luckily I'm here to make the impossible possible. And CaptainJack is going to walk you through mod by mod. There's the conveyor belt mod, which is pretty cool. Once you get those little arms going, what are they called? Let's see. Yeah, these little arm bots are powered by commands. The conveyor belts are pretty cool. Manipulators, which are kind of the same thing as some of the red power machines. And you can get these crates that you can store stuff in, carry around. You can basically make a whole warehouse powered by conveyor belts with arms taking things and moving them around, throwing them onto different conveyor belts. You can make some pretty cool stuff in here. The only thing you can't really do is create some of the things that we've done in our Tekkit Light Base or Tekkit Classic, the Megalith Factory. Check that out if you haven't seen it. It's pretty awesome. You can't make crazy machines that make everything for you. There are no quarries in this, unfortunately, so you have to grab your pickaxe and go down there and mine your way to awesomeness. But the Voltz mod pack, from what I see, is all about protection and offense, if you will. There's a force field mod in there to protect you. You got this blast craft, a bunch of this blast proof stuff, barbed wire. It's almost like the military mod. Cool stuff here. Hazmat suits. You're gonna see me wearing those in the future to protect me from the radiations. But yeah, this is CaptainJack, and we're diving headfirst into Voltz, whether you like it or not. More tutorial series are going to come out. They're going to follow this. I am not going to show tutorials on this world because, again, I just wanted to see how you get started in Voltz. And again, steel is the key to getting started. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'm not an expert, but I will do my best, and I will learn as fast as I possibly can and show you, because most people don't want to have to look this stuff up on their own. They just want to be taught it through videos like Mindless Robots. Visit us at our website. It's theminecrafters.com. We have a Facebook now. You can see the link to that on our website. So go there and then go to Facebook. Subscribe to our channel, give us some likes, and let us know what you think about generally everything. I will be talking about this in the upcoming episode of The Boardroom because nobody knows that I'm starting this yet. So that should be a pretty cool announcement, maybe surprising in some cases, and maybe some of the other Minecrafters will join me on my adventures into the world of the explosives of Voltz. So, we look forward to seeing you on our channel, and as always, stay poised.